Harry Potter and the AI Adventurers, written and read by an AI. Chapter 4. Hagrid stood by the lake, watching as the boat started heading out for Hogsmeade. He was anxious and excited. He was finally returning to Hogwarts with his best friend, Sirius Black. As much as Hagrid liked Sirius Black, it still amazed him that he had survived a killing curse, escaped Azkaban, and was now living with the Dursleys. It all seemed too good to be true. However, when Hagrid was brought in by the Dementors on Halloween, he knew the worst had happened. His memories were gone. There was no way he would ever be able to return to Grimmauld Place. His friends were dead, and he was alone. Hagrid sat down on the grass, leaning against a tree, and watched as the boat slowly disappeared into the distance. He sighed heavily, closing his eyes and resting his head against the tree trunk. "Hey, Hagrid," Sirius said, sitting down beside him, "you all right?" Hagrid sniffled lightly and smiled sadly, staring at the dark blue waters of the lake. "Not really," Hagrid muttered, wiping his nose with the sleeve of his jumper. "This summer's been awful, that's what. I haven't seen my best friend since last November. The Ministry arrested Dumbledore and locked him up. The whole wizarding world thinks I'm crazy now. And I'm all alone." Sirius let out a low whistle. "Man, that's rough," he muttered. "Yup," Hagrid agreed sadly. "Look, I know it isn't easy being a giant all by yourself, but you're gonna make it." "We've both survived worse than this," said Sirius, smiling, placing a comforting hand on Hagrid's shoulder. Harry, Ron and Hermione walked to the two men, seeing Hagrid looking depressed. "Hey Hagrid." "Where's your boat?" asked Ron curiously. "Oh, I didn't come, Ron," Hagrid replied sorrowfully. The others exchanged puzzled looks. "Why not?" asked Hermione. "Well, I thought I Hagrid stuttered. Ron questioned with shock and disgust. Yeah. Yeah, I thought I might go see Remus tonight." "Remus?" Hermione shrieked, horrified. "Yes. Remus Lupin," Hagrid stated, confused why Hermione was reacting so strongly. "Oh right," Ron replied quickly, looking away from Hagrid. "Is everything all right?" asked Sirius, concerned. No, it's not. What is wrong with you guys?" Hermione yelled furiously, storming back towards the castle, slamming the doors behind her. "She must be on her period," Ron joked quietly, getting disgusted looks from everyone else, including himself. "Come on, mate. Let's find somewhere to rest while Hagrid does something stupid," Harry suggested. Ron nodded and followed his friends through the halls. They were halfway across the hall when the door flew open, making them jump violently. A very angry Hermione was standing in the doorway. "Didn't mean to startle ya, Professor Granger," Hagrid mumbled timidly. "Hagrid, I don't have time for this today. First, you tell me that you didn't come with the rest of your class, and that you think I'm a professor." "It's a joke, just playing with ya," Hagrid said timidly. "Do not attempt to make fun of me again. This is serious. Now please leave before someone sees you." "Yes, ma'am." Once Hagrid closed the door, Harry spoke up. "I wonder if she'll stay mad at him for long," he commented, walking past a stunned Hermione. "Yeah," answered Ron with a shrug. "Are you coming?" Harry asked Ron and Hermione after they left the Great Hall. "Mum said I'm grounded," Ron replied bitterly, "but it's only one day." "Don't worry. If anyone comes knocking, she'll take care of them," said Hermione. "Come on, Ron, let's go. It'll be fine," insisted Harry. "All right. If you say so," Ron replied, concerned with Hermione's sudden schizophrenia. "We'll meet up later. Right, Fred? George?" he said, turning to his twins. "Right," both chorused, walking toward their dormitory. "See you later." Ron told Hermione before following his brother and twin. "I hate kids. I wish they wouldn't talk all the time. Why can't they understand that there's nothing funny about being an orphan?" Hermione thought. As soon as she was alone, Hermione ran to her dormitory and threw herself onto her bed, curling into a ball. She started crying uncontrollably. Her stomach felt like leads as her thoughts raced through her mind and refused to let up. The girls' bathroom was empty and deserted, except for the boy standing inside of the sink, washing his hands after scrubbing them raw. After cleaning off his hands, he then grabbed his wand and headed out of the bathroom. A few hours later, Professor McGonagall found him sitting outside of the hospital wing with Professor Slughorn. "Drink some tea, Severus, it'll help." "You look like shit," she said sternly, pushing the steaming mug of tea across the table to him. Severus Snape looked up at her and frowned. "Thank you, Minerva, but I'm fine." McGonagall sighed. "You're always so stubborn," she complained. "Just take the damn tea, Severus. It will cheer you up." He raised an eyebrow and stared into the cup as if trying to figure her out. After a moment, he shrugged, took a sip, winced slightly, and began sipping again until there was hardly any left in the mug. "There," Minerva said, taking the mug back from him with a smile. "Now, how are you feeling? Any better?" "Much." "Now then, who sent you?" "Potter." "Weasley." "Longbottom." "Potter." "And no, Mr. Potter couldn't have sent me. He's not too bright and Weasley. He's special-minded." "Lupin then?" Snape hissed. "No, Lupin is not here." "The only person that could be behind this is Albus Dumbledore," Minerva exclaimed. "Now, Severus, why in Merlin's name would Dumbledore send someone from Borks Battens to kill a student over Christmas vacation?" Severus smirked. "If he wanted to kill a student, he would have done it already." "What do you mean?" "I mean, he'd have killed me by now." "What do you mean?" "I mean, he's probably waiting for me to die." "Why would he wait for you to die?" "Severus. Because I know about Sirius Black. I know what he's done and I know what he did to my parents. If I go down he will certainly come for me, and he would never waste time waiting for Sirius." "Oh, Severus," sighed Minerva softly, "Professor Sprout wants to meet you tomorrow. She'll bring you your school things." Severus Snape sat in silence for a few moments as Minerva poured another cup of tea and pushed it towards him. Then he stood suddenly and left the room without another word, his robes billowing behind him.